Honorable Murkomen, I'll ask you two short questions. Number one, I'll take you back to football, because football is the most captive sport in the world. You know that. In this country, there was a time when our second president, out of probably misadvice, outlawed social football clubs. World over, if you go to Germany, if you go to UK, all those clubs are born out of social groupings. Emirates, we have my team, Arsenal. You have Manchester United, you have Man City, you have Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, all this. Can you, pardon? Our team. You also have our team, and you have Murkomen's team called Manu. If you find favor with this committee and become a CS, would you consider formulating policy to the extent that corporates don't have to run football teams, but they can sponsor football teams? I don't understand why breweries should be running a football team. Soon perhaps Safaricom will run a football team and others. Why can't they channel those resources to social groupings that have got emotional attachment to the game that will promote football in this country? Number two, when FIFA continued unreasonably interfering in the management of football in Nigeria and Cameroon, the government deliberately tell them, go to hell, suspend us for 2-3 years, it doesn't matter, we'll organize our sports, hold elections, have accountable leadership, and we'll come back to play with you. At some point, you might just have to bite the bullet and take us in that direction, because the mess that we see in the management of football in this country is not taking us anywhere. Remember the good old days of Muhammad Abbas, Josephat Morila, JJ Masika, Onyango Jogo, Ayoi, all those greats. And those are about 20-30 years ago. We had better football in Kenya 30 years ago than now. You should undertake to Kenyans that you are going to correct this mess. And if it means Kenya missing out on FIFA activities for a year, so be it, so that we can put our things right. Number four, you already alluded to this. Please change the law, manage organizations that run our sports, give them proper legislation that will say you can be elected, whoever you are, but you run 3-4 years, renewable ones, and you go. So that we don't have people living in sports in perpetuity without giving room to others. I also want to ask you about our athletes. I know you are not a minister yet, hoping you might get favor. Our athletes are treated very badly. I went to the Olympics in London in 2012. All the managers of our athletes who are going to bring us gold medals are flying first class, business class. Our athletes are flying economy, and they go there and they're put in dormitories where they're given a stipend of $50 to $100 maximum, and the managers who do nothing are sleeping in 5-star hotels. You must change this if you are confirmed, because this country can manage its marketing worldwide through our athletics. Which country in the world has its national anthem played in capitals of the world every other day other than Kenya because of our athletes? None. Not even the American anthem or Chinese anthem or Indian anthem is played as many times around the world as our anthem. So we hope that you'll do that. If you can respond to that, then I'll read you a few things from Kenyans.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Quickly, I think there must be a question why AFC and Gor Mahia have survived this long. Shabana to a good extent, yes, even Shabana. It's because it's linked to community.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I can't agree with you more. When we are revising this sports policy, we need to support community clubs.
Yes.
You wonder why one would have a problem with that. I think it was a misconception then that where there was
said he was fighting tribalism, which was not true.
Yeah, because it's one thing. There are positive things about communities that it doesn't become negative tribalism. You know, the fact that a community owns a particular club is something we should be, and we will do that. Number two is that, Mr. Speaker, as I have said earlier, with utmost respect, our colleagues and friends who are now managing FKF must be ready for change. Mr. Speaker, I know when I say this, they are dangling a particular threat that, oh, you know, if you interfere, we will be banned, and if we are banned, we will not do AFCON. If we are banned, the junior team will not go to Dominican Republic for the World Under 17. Mr. Speaker, we will not operate in this ministry using blackmail. And we are not saying we hate the people who are in that office. They have done their bit. We can as well deploy them to do something else. But let's open the door for other Kenyans to elect sports leaders of sports federation. Do you know, Mr. Speaker, that sports like tennis, like basketball, like cricket, like badminton can really employ so many people? Do you know what? Most of those federations are in people's briefcases. You know, they are walking around with it. You know, there is somebody in this country who is in the badminton federation who travels to Malaysia, where the headquarters is, and he is getting some small allowances and filing returns. And nobody knows. As I have said, transparency must be achieved. You must publish your accounts. You are receiving this money on behalf of the people of Kenya, and we must make sure that FKF, AK, and other federations are going to be run transparently. Mr. Speaker, let me just, for avoidance of doubt, I will not be able to do this job alone. You can see the strength of those cartels. If I get
Parliament will support you.
Yes, Parliament, we will really need Parliament if I am confirmed. Number two, Mr. Speaker, we will need the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya to create a conducive environment with our judges of dealing with disputes in sports federations, because there are many federations where the officials are surviving on a court order for more than 10 years. That is ridiculous. Yet the people of Kenya and the young people are losing opportunities because of those delayed elections. The last thing I'd like to say is, Mr. Speaker, yes, I agree with you that our athletes are treated badly. As I said earlier, my first assignment will be to put together stakeholders in every federation. I will start with football and athletics, Mr. Speaker. I want to call all the stakeholders, let them say all the issues. Their cabinet secretary would listen, their ministry would listen, and then from there, we agree on a protocol on how to treat our athletes when they are in international assignments, with clarity of where they will live and so forth. But also we will need also parliamentary support to make sure that the resources can support also where they are going to stay.
Good. One Kenyan asks, I think you